Hey y'all, N4H&H here. This is my Autek Research computing watt meter called the WM1. Let me back out here so you can see. And I've shown it in a couple of videos. It's a very, very accurate meter. I like that it reads power and SWR simultaneously. Sadly, the company is out of business and has been for a while. But it's always bugged me that it didn't have LED lighting. Because it is truly my most accurate meter. I've got others that do have LED lighting, but they're not as accurate. This one just tracks right with a bird, but is a lot better for sitting on the desk here. And so I decided to do a little project this afternoon and install some LED lights in it. I didn't film it, but I'll just tell you what I did. I measured the voltage of the power supply that feeds this. It came with it. It plugs in the back. I'll show you. Plugs in right there. Got a wall wart. And the voltage of that thing, I measured at 17 volts, not under load. And under load, about 15 and a half, just with itself powered up. So now, the reason it needs power, since it didn't have lights, is because it can read peak, and for peak reading there's a circuit in there that requires power. So I had these strip LEDs that were left over from another project. Each 3 of those drops 12 volts. So it's basically a little circuit trace there. It's got those mounted on them. You've seen them everywhere probably. You may have some. You can buy them all over the place. Definitely available on Amazon and eBay and places like that. So I wanted to find out, because they want 12 volts. So I did some measurements with my multimeter, found out what the current draw is on those, 86 milliamps. And then I did the math to figure out what size resistor I was going to need to drop the 15 and a half volts down to under 12 or under. I didn't mind if it was a little under 12 because I didn't want the lights to be quite as bright. So it worked out that 47 ohms was the calculation. And so, in fact, dead on it. So I got that, a resistor. What I did was I took it apart, got to the circuit board behind, I should say, electrically after the on switch, and soldered the resistor to the circuit trace under the on switch. And then I shrink wrapped the resistor just so it couldn't accidentally touch something on the circuit board, and brought a red wire out. I'll show you in a moment. You may be able to see a tinge of it up there in the top left. And then a black wire to the ground, and brought those out the top left corner there, and I'm powering those LEDs with that when I turn on the unit. So I'll turn it off. You see. Now let me zoom in. There you can see there in the top left, the red. There's a black one there too, harder to see. But those are, in fact, the black one's in front. But there you go, and you can see how those LEDs are little squares. Just decided I wanted to have this meter lit because I like this meter so much. It's just been such a great meter for me. I used birds all the time at Motorola, but the thing is, a bird sitting up here, I'm sorry, bird, but they don't look as elegant. They'll topple over or can. This one's just made for the shack, and it looks nice. I wouldn't take this one out and do measurements in the vehicle either. It is made for the shack. It's a shame that that company went out of business. Well, there you have it. Thought I'd show you my little project for today or this evening. This is a Friday night little project I thought I'd do. I'm working some FT8. Guys, I'm not all that into FT8, but I do it sometimes when I'm doing this because I can make contacts without trying. But anyway, and also too, honestly, I like to make contacts with some of the viewers out there. So if any of you are looking to make a contact, every now and then I'll get on FT8 and feel free to answer my CQ. But there you go, my little project with my Autek Research, that's AUTEK Research WM1 computing meter there. By the way, it's on the 200 watt scale, and I'm transmitting 50 watts. 50 watts. And I know that's 50 watts because I'll tell you that meter is calibrated to the National Institute of Standards, and it tracks exactly with a bird. Just as with a bird, it is accurate to 5% across the range of the meter. So I'm pretty close to 50 watts, I'll say that. And by the way, I've mentioned it before, I found though that the watt meter in my Elecraft amplifier, which can be displayed on the computer, you've seen that in other videos, it tracks exactly with this as well. So it's kind of optional if I want the meter up here. I actually have had it out of line now for several years, just really because I couldn't read it anyway. All right, hey, thanks for watching the video. Hope you found it helpful, informative. If you want to try a little project like that, these LEDs are available on Amazon and other places. And like I said, they need a 12-volt supply. It's even marked on the little circuit that they're mounted to. That's a little flexible, almost tape-like circuit that these LEDs are soldered to, and it shows you on the trace there, plus and minus. So just give them 12 volts. I was just a little bit worried about this thing putting out 15.5 under load, and so I wanted to make sure that I did not exceed the 12 volts. And it's, you know, it wouldn't kill it if you go a little over, but the thing about it is I didn't want the LEDs as bright anyway. Okay, hey, again, thanks for watching. Thank you to the Patreon support team who bring these videos to you. Like I say, if you're watching a video now, it's because of a Patreon team member, and especially the long haulers who have supported the channel for a year or even two or more. They're truly paying it forward to make sure that you got to watch this video. If you'd like to join that Patreon team and be a helper yourself, go to www.patreon.com/N4HNH. That's patreon.com/N4HNH. And if you would give the video a thumbs up, a like, that helps us out with YouTube's search algorithm, and that's a way you can help the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything. And if you would also consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do subscribe, be sure to click that notification bell so you won't miss another video. I generally upload a couple a week. And finally, if you would, share a link to this video on social media, email, text message, or phone a friend. Hey, thanks a lot for watching, and this is N4HNH saying 73.